Hello class 5. Today we will continue with the chapter force, work and energy. Last day in the last class we have done what is force and what are the effects of force. That force can stop one thing, force can move one thing, and force can change the direction of a particular object. And fourth point, what we have seen, that force can change one object's shape, like dough, etc. And different types of force we have started. So the first type of force we have discussed about muscular force. Today we will start with gravitational force. Please open page 79. Sorry, page 8. Please open page 8. Gravitational force. Every object in the universe attracts the object near it. This force of attraction is gravitational force. Now, what is that? Every object is being attracted towards the universe. What is the meaning of that? See, if I leave this chalk like this, and if I leave it, what will happen? It will fall down. Like that, every object, whenever we are leaving it used to fall down. So there must be some attraction towards the universe. So this particular attraction is called, or this particular force is called gravitational force. It depends on the size of the object. It obviously depends on the size. Either it is big, or it is medium, or it is small. Have you seen how a ball that is thrown up falls back to the earth? If I throw a ball, what will happen? After some times, after going a certain distance, it will fall down. If there is no one to hold it, then obviously the ball will fall down. It is Earth's gravity that pulls objects towards the earth and keep them from flying away into space. So, if there is no gravitational force, what would have happened? If I throw the ball will start floating on the space, on the air, because there is no gravitational force. What happens in moon, isn't it? If you have seen videos of moon, then you will see that everything is floating in the moon space, isn't it? Because there is no gravitational force. So whatever we are throwing, whatever we are falling, and whatever is happening, we are walking, we are not floating in the air, is it? That is also due to the gravitational force, because the gravity is the force which is attracting all the objects towards the earth. So this is called, it is the earth's gravity that pulls objects towards the earth and keeps them from flying away into space. What I say, that whatever we are throwing, whatever we are giving, it is not, it is, if you leave it without any support, it will fall, isn't it? So the force which is pulling all the object towards the universe is called gravitational force, and the force is called gravity. Next is frictional force. Have you seen what happens when a toy car is pushed? The car stops after some time. It is because of friction. So we have seen some special type of car. If you push it back, it used to go forward, isn't it? Battery made car, or like that. So what generally happens, due to the, after going a certain distance, after running a certain distance, it used to stop. But how does it stop? It is due to the friction. Even if I again take the example of ball, if you push the ball, if you throw the ball on a football ground, due to the grass and due to the friction between the grass and the football will stop if there is no one standing other side. It acts in the direction opposite to the direction of movement and stop the car after some time. What is happening? Suppose, I will show you. Suppose this is a road, or this is a floor, suppose, and you are standing over here. You are playing with a small car. You are playing with a small car. You are throwing it towards this direction. Now, this same opposite direction, opposite force is coming from this floor. The opposite force, opposite direction force is also coming. So after running a certain distance, it will come against this opposite force. understand what I say? This is an opposite force which is coming. It is a force towards, means you are applying the force which is coming this way, and the opposite direction force is coming, and due to the friction means when one is overlapping another one, when one is clashing with another one. And what is happening when this opposite force is coming? These two forces are clashing each other and creating one friction. And due to the friction, the car is losing its speed and it is stopped. Smooth surface causes less friction than rough surface. So if you throw a ball, or if you play with a car, you will see, if you do it in the floor, just think of it. Suppose you are playing with a car on your floor, and you are another side you are playing a car on the football ground. So why the friction will be more on the football ground? Because there is grass and the surface is rough. But what happens in case of floor? There is less friction. We know our floor are on marble or mosaic, anything, whatever it may be. So when you are pulling it back, it is getting less friction, less obstruction. So it is going smoothly, and the speed and the length of running is more than in comparison if we compare it with the football ground. Do you understand? So the energy which is occurring here, that is friction, and due to that the car is losing its speed. Friction is very important in daily life. It means for you to work on any surface, you need friction for brakes. To work in your bicycle, without friction, anything that is moving will never stop itself, isn't it? Suppose whenever we are passing through a road, we are driving our car or bicycle, suddenly a little boy, baby boy has appeared. What you will do? Immediately you will stop your brake, isn't it? To stop yourself. So that is also a friction against the road. And if there is no friction, what would have happened? Your car or your bicycle will never stop, and that is very dangerous, isn't it? Yes. Next is elastic force. What happens when you stretch a rubber band and let it go? So you have seen a rubber band. If you stretch it, this is a rubber band. If you stretch it and leave it, what will happen? It will again come in its original shape, isn't it? You are stretching. It is being stretched. It is the normal size of the elastic. So you are stretching it, and as the elasticity is there in it, as it is flexible, it is stretchable, I can stretch it more, and whenever I am leaving it, again it is going to its original form, isn't it? Yes. It goes back in its original length. So see why I am telling about length. This is the original length of the rubber band. When you are stretching it, the length is becoming more, isn't it? Again, when you are releasing it, it is coming to its original form. So when you are stretching a rubber band and you are leaving it, it goes back to its original length. The force that resists stretching and makes the material go back to its original state is called elastic force. So both the forces are called elastic force. When I am stretching it, it is elastic. It is like an elastic, isn't it? It is being stretched. So the length is becoming more. When I am leaving, again it is coming to its original form. So the flexibility, what we are pulling and making its length more and releasing, both forces are called elastic force, which this elastic or the rubber band has. The force that resists stretching and make its original material go back to its original state is called elastic force. Next is mechanical force. This is a kind of force that causes an object on which it acts to change its motion or start its moving. It can also bend or break things. See, mechanical force mainly depends on different types of, means it is applied on majority of the mechanism. Because see, when you are starting a motor, any type of motor, suppose you are switching on the television, you are starting your car, or you are applying the remote, or you are switching on your AC machine, whatever is happening, when you are starting it, Or suppose in a factory you are breaking something with machine. Nowadays everything is everything depends on machine. So suppose you are breaking something of iron, it is too hard to break with hand, isn't it? So when you are using it, you are breaking it into pieces. Or wood you want to cut with a saw which is mechanized, so you are using the saw, and within a second it is cutting a big thick wood. So wherever we are using one mechanism, one machine, is called mechanical force. See, this is a kind of force that causes the object on which it acts to change its motion or starting it. So whenever we are switching it on, whenever we are starting, it starts moving, isn't it? And it is called, it can bend and it can break materials also, isn't it? So that particular mechanism or the force is called mechanical force. So this is all about different types of force. So any two or three types of force, what are the names can come, and maximum what you have to write is what are the types of force, and one or two or three types of different types of mechanism you can use. Or short questions or MCQ or SAQ can come from anywhere of the chapter. So these are the different types of forces we have seen. Just once recap, I will recapitulate. One is muscular force, what belongs to your muscle, where you're pushing, you're pulling, you're applying your muscle to work or to move. Gravitational force, which is pulling everything downwards towards the earth or the universe. Otherwise, we would have floating on the air. Friction means something is stopping due to the friction with the ground. It can be a football ground, it can be a road, it can be a floor, home floor, anything. Elastic force, it is only applicable for the things which are stretchable. Now elastic, when you are stretching it, it is becoming more, you are leaving it, again you are coming, it is coming to its original form, that is elastic force. Mechanical force, lastly, when you are using one machine, when you are starting something, stopping something, you are breaking something, you are bending something with the help of machine. Mainly you have to keep it in mind that mechanical force is applied majority in case of machines. So that's all for today. Next day we will start with force and work, how force and work are related, that we will see, and next we will see about the different type of machine and what are the levers. So that's all for today. Thank you.